Now, look, you're just not going to believe this, but mushrooms are high in glutamate. That's the stuff that's in monosodium glutamate, but no mono, no sodium. Just the glutamate. That's that earthy, meaty... Whoa. It just adds so much flavour to anything, Sue. It's remarkable. It really is.
It does. Natural glutamates add tremendous flavour. And the larger the mushroom, like that portobello mushroom, the stronger, the more intense those earthy flavours. So
it is earthy
quite
and
amazing.
meaty. Beautiful. Ha-ha, man food. Now, tell us about mushrooms, though. They've got many, many other benefits. Who thought they had so many vitamins?
Well, mushrooms have been used and loved by many. We're talking ancient times, from the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, but even
Mexico.
In Mexico and Asia, used for their culinary uses as well as for medicine. So they have lots going for them. So in terms of research, they've shown that they're probably very protective against particular cancers, such as breast cancer and prostate cancer. So some research from China, for example, has shown that if you consume mushrooms on a regular basis as a woman, you reduce your risk of breast cancer by about half.
Half?
Yes.
Well, the humble mushroom, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So apart from that, areas to do with blood pressure and cholesterol lowering, mushrooms have been shown to be effective there and to help your diet form just that. But also in terms of Alzheimer's disease, who would have thought mushrooms appear to provide benefits for the brain? And the area that I'm particularly interested in is the gut, as you probably know, and this word that's called the microbiome. That's not just the bugs that live there, but the substances that they produce. They're showing now that mushrooms actually improve that microbiome in a way that improves your own immunity and that again dampens inflammation, and that's that nasty process in the body that's surreptitious, but it's underlying and it affects all organs from your brain to your heart to your blood vessels.
Okay, now, of course, many of us have anecdotally heard that mushrooms are high in vitamin Bs. You probably knew that, so just run us quick through that.
They do provide B vitamins like pantothenic acid, biotin, folate, but they're not rich in vitamin B12. So a serve of mushrooms gives you only about 2 to 4% of your daily requirements. So not the B12, but yes for other B vitamins.
But the most spectacular finding of all, this is new information you may never have heard about. There are vitamin D
They can be. They can be.
Tell us how.
Yes. Well, firstly, you can buy vitamin D mushrooms. They need to be labelled that way. And these are mushrooms that have been exposed to a bit of light. And the mushroom actually makes the vitamin D in itself.
So here's a bowl of mushrooms at home. What do you do to get the vitamin D in
So
them?
at home you can do it yourself. Take it out into the sunshine, leave it out in the sun for about an hour.
An hour?
Make their own vitamin D.
Enough for a day's worth?
Yes. And so this is really important for people who eat plant-based diets because vitamin D often comes in animal food. So here's an excellent non-animal food that can give you lots of vitamin D.
You would never have guessed. It's a vitamin D sink. You really should try it and get your vitamin D up and get it met for the day.
Well, 1 in 3 people in Australia are deficient in vitamin D. So vitamin D mushrooms are one way of boosting
I'm going to be putting mine in the sunshine now. Tell us through the different... Look at the range.
There's many. Everyone's very familiar with the common button mushrooms. They're the little white ones, particularly in Western countries. So you need about, on average, 3 of those a day. It's about 100 grams. And as they open up, well, let me first tell you about the flats. So the common ones, as they mature, they open up and we call them flats. And when they're really large, they're called portobello mushrooms. So, you know, one of these is like a piece of steak on the barbie.
It has that nice earthy flavour.
And then you've got other mushrooms called Swiss browns. So they've got more of a brown surface. They also have a stronger flavour. You can use those in many ways, slice them up into salads, stir fries, and so on.
We've only got a brief time. Can you just show us these
Yes, let me show you
ones?
these exotic ones because these are used in Asia. So here we've got what's called black fungus. This is the dried version. When you add water to it, it hydrates and it's used in food for texture. So you slice it up, you'll often find it in spring rolls,
You'd cook it
in
normally.
soups, in stir fries. It's fabulous. And then we have other dry mushrooms. My favourite by far are what's called porcini mushrooms, which if you go at the right time to Italy,
it is
they're to die for. They really are. These are the dried version. And then, of course, there's the dry Chinese mushrooms, and this is a fresh version of the shiitake. Now, mostly in Japan, they use dried shiitake for medicinal reasons. And then we've got even more exotic ones.
Yes, show these quickly.
Enoki, The king brown oyster.
Oh, king
Oysters,
brown oyster.
fabulous for stir fries. Shimeji and naminko, I think they're
Okay.
called. Lots
What
of
were these
different
little
ways
moist
you
ones
can
called
use.
again?
Well, that's actually called fungus, black fungus.
Oh,
You can
black
get white
fungus.
fungus, black fungus, used mostly for its textural properties because
Okay.
that doesn't have a lot of flavour.
Yeah.
But often you'll find, particularly in Asian countries, they use them in combination.
Oh,
and in
okay.
European countries like Poland, where they also harvest them from the wild, they use them in many ways to produce savoury dishes. So delicious
Oh.
and an excellent way of lowering your salt content and your meat content in
amazing.
meals because of that massive amount of natural glutamate.
Look, it almost looks like a truffle. It's just got that black. I've never tried one. You just got to. Even raw,
Crunch.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Interesting texture.
Incredible, Sue. Thank you so much. Mushrooms.